I said, as I began, I added a caveat. I said, look, we can keep going back in time and say who lit the first fire. I think it's too late for that. The fire is raging. Someone needs to come out and douse it. And I think fundamentally, and that's why I'm asking, if people who represent in their legislatures the voice of Biharis, for example, if they are silent today, when there is a large-scale attack by Revanth Reddy, your own going to be Congress Chief Minister, on DNA, don't you think at least they should speak up, Sanjay Jha? Should they not? I mean, they're the Chief Ministers and the Deputy Chief Ministers of the state. And I think one of them is even a Kurmi. I hate to get into all of this, but he is. Can you imagine? Your own partner who you're going to sit with in a room is viewing you as a Kurmi and therefore someone not worthy of, because your DNA is somehow. I mean, how can that work? You tell me, sir.
Yeah. Rahul, first and foremost, you and I have very often been at loggerheads on your show, but I want to congratulate you today for actually discussing a subject that we must, as mature people, definitely have a conversation on. So let me just answer you in brief. I strongly condemn, because I find it bizarre and outrageous, that there are people from the DMK, or any party for that matter, who have made political comments which basically demean people who live in the northern part of India. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely wrong. It's unethical. I think it insults us as fellow Indians. My second point, I'm also a Bihari, by the way. And I live in Mumbai. And I can tell you, living in Mumbai, I have realized that once upon a time, I may be privileged, right? Because we worked in the corporate sector and nobody targeted me. But I know several people from my state who probably drive cars and taxis in Mumbai who are made to feel insecure and threatened in their own country. Was it right? Absolutely wrong. I also want to tell you on your show, I completely object to anybody referring to anybody from Bihar by their caste or subcaste of being a Kurmi. And if Mr. Reddy said that, Mr. Reddy should introspect on that, because he's the chief minister of a state which boasts of Hyderabad, which is almost like a second Silicon Valley of India. So these are regressive statements, retrograde, and I personally am appalled. You know my politics, Rahul. End of day, I feel all of us on this program, Tushar and Shazia and Mr. Rajgopalan may be on the right side of the system. My friend Gaumutra Jibe, who's spoken brilliantly, I think, today on your show, may be part of what is called as a left liberal. But truth be said, we are all Indians. We are all proud to be Indians. And we have a problem. And, I'm glad you're saying that. I've said it very often, that the BJP calls everybody tukde gang, but its politics has been of divide and rule, largely targeting the minority communities in this country. Now, I'll tell you what happens. You see, when the debate on division and divisive politics gets normalized, everybody over a period of time will join the party. And soon, religion will become into caste, caste will become into subcaste, and soon somebody in one state will say, why do you want to give jobs to somebody else in the country from another state? And we only make ourselves look weaker when we deserve to be stronger.
In fact, some people have done that. They have tried to say that, look, people from other states can't work here in the private. And of course, thank goodness the courts, at least on this one issue, threw those moves out. But, okay, let me just ask this, because you see, there are words and there are policies. And I want to bring in now the two journalists, people in my own tribe, Mr. Rajagopalan and Tushar Gupta. Now, Mr. Rajagopalan, at a policy level, and this is what really worries me. You see, at a policy level, we have seen discrimination, selectivity. I mean, look at the Places of Worship Act 1991. Look at the selective control of places of worship in themselves. Look at the labeling of, unfortunately, the labeling of Hindus at a particular time in our polity. They said they were regressive, their customs, so let's codify their personal beliefs. It happens selectively. Now, that in itself creates the foundations of divisiveness. And the Congress then comes out and says that, look, we are the Muhabbat ki dukaan. I mean, how does that work? Because fundamentally, we need to get somewhere tonight with this debate. Either we all agree that everything that has ever been said is wrong, and all the principles in our politics must stand up and say it's wrong. So, where should we start, Mr. Rajagopalan?
We should start with the Tamil Nadu and Karnataka because the two states, as Sanjay Jha has put it very nicely, the two states, either in Tamil Nadu or in Karnataka, Rahul, things are not that good. A chief minister of Tamil Nadu who does not greet on Deepavali Day, a chief minister of Tamil Nadu who does not greet on Hindu festivals. Apart from that, it is very highly reprehensible. Mr. Siddaramaiah wanted to have a separate flag for Karnataka, separate national anthem like Mamata Banerjee. Things are not that good, especially when South and North divide has taken place after these three states elections, resounding victory of BJP. The ruling party in the center was having a thumping majority that irritated the opposition, especially Congress. It all started from Congress because Mr. Rahul Gandhi said Mugabat ki Dukan, that Mugabat ki Dukan also gone into the way of Bharat Mata ki Hatya. And that encouragement Senthil Kumar got to speak against this, Gau Mutra. And that all instigated by meltdown. Prime Minister said we should not. These are all certain things, but very dangerous situation is happening, Rahul.
Okay.
A month ago, from China, in Hammantota, in Colombo, in the harbor of Colombo, a Chinese ship is snooping into Tamil Nadu and Kerala, Karnataka. Can any MP raise this issue? Today, Tamil Nadu, especially Chennai, is under floods. 3 members of parliament from DMK did not raise it. Though Chief Minister was kind enough to write a letter to the Prime Minister seeking 5,000 crores, why can't the DMK MPs focus on that flood situation?
Okay.
Why that Gau Mutra? So these things it all began with Congress, and now Congress cannot go back on that.
Okay, Swarajya Magazine.
Widely blaming it on
Swarajya Magazine.
because of doing
Swarajya Magazine's Tushar Gupta also joins the panel. Tushar Gupta, I asked a very simple question. Should the principles of the India Alliance set an example?
Good evening, Rahul. Look, they are unwilling to. The representatives or the leaders or the principals, however we may wish to define them, they have not criticized these statements, they rather defended it. They defended the statements of Uday Stalin also. They are defending the statements of this MP also who uttered this entire nonsensical comment about the Hindi states. Look, I have always believed that the South gives so much to this country, and I'm talking economically here. Culturally, of course, there is a vast expense that can be discussed. But if the DMK MPs have to talk about something, why can't they talk about Tamil Nadu being a manufacturing hub and how it caters to the consumer demand all across India? Karnataka and Telangana house the biggest silicon cities of India, the tech hubs. Who do we get people to work there? It's people coming from all parts of India. They come from Jammu, they come from Assam, they come from Gujarat. When they are there in Hyderabad and Bangalore, does anyone ask for their Aadhaar card that where you're from? When did you come here? Why have you come here? Absolutely not. We are a cosmopolitan country representing the 21st century, celebrating our diversity and the ethos around it. And yet we have politicians who do jitni abadi utna hak, jahan ki abadi wahan ka hak, just state ki abadi wahan state ka hak. This ideology, this mentality cannot work. You cannot divide us on the basis of religion, region, caste, and hell, not even our DNAs. What is this mentality that one DNA is higher than other DNA? That's not how society functions.
Okay.
That is not how we think.
Final comments. Yes, Sanjay Jha. See, look, the Congress subscribes to the values of Mahatma Gandhi. At least it still does. It claims.
Yeah.
Now, what did he say? Be the change you want to see. Now, you want to make an example of bigots? Start at home. Start with yourself. Would you find that fundamentally disagreeable? Because in a democracy is only as good as they say the opposition is. That's what they say.
Yep. Rahul, I completely agree with you. The Congress needs to not just raise the bar, but live up to it. Because I'll give you an example. Look at the comments made by the supporters of the BJP in Manipur, where the hostility against a certain community was being so brazen and ugly. I don't even need to repeat that, right? The Prime Minister, I remember calling Kerala, comparing parts of it to Somalia. So, we have created this political culture of name calling and, kind of literally demeaning people and communities and states because of some political windfall. And I completely agree. I think, as you rightly said, the Congress and the India Alliance, and I need to tell Shazia it's not India, it's India Alliance, I think needs to really change the political discourse. And I think I completely abide by
Well,
the fact that Indian politics needs a breath of fresh air.
Well,